What's up, manga fans? This is Raphael from C Manga, and welcome back to another review of Bleach. This week's chapter 593, Marching Out the Zombies 4. What's up, manga fans? This is Raphael from C Manga, and welcome back to another review of Bleach. This week's chapter 593, Marching Out the Zombies 4. What's up, manga fans? This is Raphael from C Manga, and welcome back to another review of Bleach. This week's chapter 593, Marching Out the Zombies 4. So, did you enjoy that little joke? Because that's pretty much what I thought of this chapter. Hilarious, and that repeating. God, Mayuri, you gotta love his character. Every time he enters like into the battlefield or he appears in the chapter, it's just hilarious. This guy, his dialogue, his new devices, his get up as well, what he wears is always hilarious. And the trolling he did to Histugaya in this chapter was brilliant. From the get-go, we see obviously Histugaya on the prowl, ready to attack Mayuri, and he's cleanly parrying his obviously Hitsugaya's strikes. And you think Mayuri's not really the most physically capable Shinigami. He usually relies on technology, and we find out that a few days ago he installed a sensor in his Zanpakuto that automatically and will constantly parry any blades that are within 2 inches from him. So just imagine he's just standing there and it's just going like that, like a Jedi or something. I just thought this guy is always 2 steps ahead. I still think sometimes he's somewhat of a threat to Urahara's, chess master intelligence, but I'm very impressed. But that's not even what was, I'd say, the highlight of this chapter. It was what leads up to it, because that actual thing he did there was just literally a bluff to get Hitsugaya to knee Mayuri, and instead he put like this kind of sticky explosive on his knee that blew up. And then Hitsugaya kind of, just goes over the top, uses Bankai, and kills Mayuri. Then we get a repeated scenario and dialogue of what we saw last chapter of Mayuri suggesting to use medicine on Hitsugaya, and we saw this dialogue at the beginning of this chapter, and Hitsugaya just like, he was actually generally shocked, like what just happened, and we actually see him speak. So Mayuri's like taunting him, saying, speech does work for you then. And then he goes on to taunt him a bit more, kind of repeated scenario, saying, I use medicine for the sake of Soul Society. Hits a guy, goes straight into Bankai and kills him again. And then there's another repeated, exactly the same repeated scenarios, like, Captain Hitsugaya, would you like to try some medicine? It's for the sake of Soul Society. I was literally rolling up at this point. I said, Mayuri, you've done it again. It's the same kind of medicine he gave to Sazeli back in the Aranka arc, when he gave him that super heightened sense where he can see everything slowly, but it was like literally years for something to move in his vision. This is pretty much kind of the similar super human tablets that he's getting. And what I'm interested in this chapter is like, Hitsugaya isn't as zombified as I thought he was completely mindlessly controlled, but he's actually started speaking. He was asking like what the hell's going on, he's more aware than we think. And I have to say, I agree with other people. Hitsugaya seems a lot more badass as a zombie rather than in his normal state. He's a lot more vicious, stronger. He even uses, like, as I said, physical attacks rather than just these sort of, he uses kicks and punches every day. And I mean, he even uses headbutts and stuff like that. So it's kind of interesting how it's made him seem more alive as a zombie than when he was normal and he was more static and just all the time. So yeah, anyway, Mayuri, as I said, explains that he gave him the superhuman medicine. Every time that Mayuri gets killed, basically Hitsugaya gets sent back into the past in his mind, obviously. So he's replaying the scenario over and over again because he can see into the future. He kills Mayuri, then he gets sent back. So he's basically in an endless loop. And the only way to avoid that endless loop is basically for Mayuri not to die. So he's in this dilemma now where it's like, do I kill Mayuri or do I not kill Mayuri? And this is where he starts to, obviously, where Mayuri gets his, I'd say at his best or advantage, because he starts playing mind games on the enemy. And obviously, while he's doing that, he even said that the chemical or the side effects of looping back over 10 times will kick in effect, and just as we see, it's a guy loses sense of balance and falls over. And it's kind of funny because it's like all this is just chess piece gaming literally for Mayuri, and he's, as I said, he's literally got Histugaya in the palm of his hand. We did see a bit of I'd say scientific knowledge in this because Mayuri said the medicine was still incomplete as it only works and the short-term memory. It affects the hippocampuses, which is those two parts in the brain there, which is, you know, controls the long-term memory, short-term memory, and something to do with navigation. I can't remember completely, but yeah, basically it's like it's a beta test medicine, so it's not fully complete, but it does its job enough for Hitsugaya to basically loop back enough times and be paralyzed in battle. And 30 seconds, as he said, maybe in a normal scenario that would mean nothing, but in a battle now that means everything. It only takes 30 seconds to kill someone. And yeah, he was literally mocking him after that, saying, oh, these tablets are got, most medicine has side effects, these ones are similar, and they're probably not useful right now, but that's what he's saying, so I could carry on. But then he asked him a question, when did I actually administer the medicine to you? And he's like, you'll find out when you go back into the past. So it's like, go back into time and find out. So I'm actually wondering, did Kubo blatantly show us that he gave him the medicine when he put that thing on his knee, that explosive thing, or is this going to be something we didn't see and it's going to be shown next time? So yeah, as I said, enjoyable chapter, loved it. Mayuri is brilliant. I'm telling you, I've always liked his character and how his dynamic is so different from everyone else. Like, he's, as I said, just different, crazy, and he got the way he approaches his battles and scenarios is much more different and interesting and hilarious than any other Shinigami. So I can't wait to see what he's gonna do. It looks like it's obviously Hitsugaya gonna be saved. Everyone knows that he's got friggin' literally fangirl and plot armor. Kubo wouldn't kill him. And I can't wait to see what else is going to happen. I just hope this finishes up soon and he finishes off Giselle. Actually surprised that she wasn't even shown in this chapter. No more zombies appeared. It was literally just them, Mayuri and Hitsugaya, even though most of the chapter was in his mind in a way. But yeah, as I said, it was a good chapter, and I just hope, as I said, things get wrapped up and we see what happens next. So you guys know the usual. If you enjoyed this chapter like I did, and you got any opinions, predictions, or any comments you'd like to leave them in the drop box below. And also, if you're new to the channel and you enjoyed this video, subscribe for more content, and I'll speak to you guys next week.